As Justin Trudeau would say, it's been moist. I'm Devin.
And I'm Alyssa. We're the co-founders of Algi, a Canadian purpose-driven food company creating food products centered around algae. Our first product is the Impact Bar. It's an unprocessed plant-based endurance bar made with clean and simple ingredients, and it's got enough energy to sustain you for whatever adventure awaits.
This summer, we're going on a 7-month road trip all across Western Canada to showcase, promote, and sell the Impact Bar. Follow our journey by subscribing to our YouTube and check us out on social media to hear the latest news and updates about what the team is doing as we progress throughout the summer.
It's 5:30 a.m. Just woke up. It was very cold, but now I gotta make breakfast and get ready to go to F45 Squamish, which, despite my tired tone right now, I am pretty excited for.
In November, I did a pitch, and someone from Squamish saw the pitch. She also worked at Futurepreneur, which is a big organization that offers loans and mentorships to startups, kind of youth startups in Canada. So I think it's like 29 and under. Anyways, not important. And she sent me an email afterwards saying she really loved the product, she really loved the pitch, and she was really interested, and she thought it'd be a really great fit in Squamish. So she also told me about the new F45 gym that had just opened up, and they're really big in kind of community and giving back. So she connected me with Camille from the F45 Squamish gym. She suggested that we come by at 6:30, I think, on the Thursday morning that we were in Squamish, and we'd catch the end of one class and the beginning of the busiest class of the day, so we could give out samples and talk to people there and get them to try it, which we did. Got some really, really great feedback from it. And then she also offered for us to take part in an F45 class, which I was really excited about. Devin was really excited about. Neither of us have ever done an F45 class before. It was really good. I mean, it really is like a functional mobility class. We did lower body strength training, which normally I would be very excited about, but this was like 4 days post half marathon, and I was still pretty sore, so wasn't the best idea to do that, but I really enjoyed the class. The 45 minutes really did fly by, and it was a very fun, supportive, welcoming environment, so thank you to Camille and the F45 team for that.
You know, in times like this, when the work is getting really hard and we're frustrated by just the slowness of getting into stores and trying to build this business, taking time to come outside, even in the rain, take in Mother Nature, get a little fitness in, it's so important. I know that sounds just a little melodramatic, but it's true. I've been feeling like crap for the last 2 days, and it makes a big difference coming out here.
It's been a time. It's been a very wet time, so I'm looking forward to coming back when it's drier and we can actually do the things outside that we wanted to do.
And Alyssa has a bike. You need to come back when you have a bike.
I think by September, which is when we'll be back in the area, I'll have a bike.
Yeah.
If not, I'll steal a bike.
Good morning from Vancouver. This was the first night in the last 4 nights where Alessa and I have actually slept in real beds. We're both staying with separate friends, but it was so nice to actually get a shower in and get a really nice sleep in. But today is all about getting caught up on the things we weren't able to do while we were in Squamish, getting caught up on emails, and getting reorganized for the next little trip. Kind of a constant problem we have these days is that because we're always on the road, because we're just moving from place to place to place, and there's just no consistency, all of your electronics are not charged when you need them to be. So I just left a coffee shop, where I was on a meeting with one of our mentors and with Alessa, and now I have to go find another one because that shop didn't have any outlets for me to charge my phone. Now, these 2 boxes have probably 2,000 samples in them, and there's one more box to come, but a smaller box. We have to get through these over the next 8 days in Vancouver, or else we're not going to have enough space to take all of the things that we need to Vancouver Island. It's 4 a.m. Actually, it's 3:42 a.m. and we're going for a run. Already so behind. Another like a morning sprint to catch up to the group, and then another sprint to catch up to them again. Just finished Wings for Life run. We ended up running 10K around Stanley Park, and it was so much fun. And then went for a latte with the whole crew. Of course, an oat milk latte. And yeah, it's just such a great way of starting the Sunday, for, a 4 a.m. 10K run. Out here in Stanley Park, just watching the sunset, taking where's the tripod? Right there. Wow, that's difficult. A time-lapse video of the sunset as well. And I figured this was a wonderful time to talk about algae, and the reason that we were just so drawn to it from the start is how quickly it can grow. The stuff that we use grows in about 8 hours. The farms that we get it from can do 3 rounds of growth every single day, and that gives us incredible opportunity from a business standpoint, but also just from a nutrition standpoint and a feeding the world standpoint, because there are very few other food products out there, or even just foods that allow you to feed so many people in such a nutriently sound way. I don't know if that's the right way of describing that, but giving them all the necessary nutrition that they need, or pretty much all of it, in such an efficient manner. But the efficiency, at least for me, and I can't speak on behalf of Alessa, and we're gonna bring Alessa into this conversation tomorrow, but for me, the fact that you can take this thing from nothing to something that can feed the world in hours, obviously you would need to do that to feed the world on an extremely large scale, and you also need to make it palatable, which is why we made these, because introducing algae to the world in a palatable way is quite challenging, but in a bar format, it's a little bit easier. But the efficiency is just, it's so cool.
Cool microorganism that we've always known about, and it's always been there and whatnot, but I don't think we've really like barely even scratched the surface with the potential of algae, and not even just as a food, but just as like a resource that we can sort of tap into and use. There's just so much that you can do with it, and we're really not doing anything with it right now. We are doing lots of things with it, but there's so much more that we could be doing with it. And I think it's it's this sort of new breakthrough, not technology, but we can kind of use it as a technology and as a platform and as a tool and resource to be able to tackle so many of the world's problems that I think in the next few years we're gonna see it popping up as like the next thing and the greatest thing, because it just is amazing. And I mean, even just looking at it from the context of food, like it's such a nutrition powerhouse that it's packed with so many things that we need as humans to sort of survive and thrive and whatnot. And a lot of them are from, a lot of the things that are in algae are from animal sources. And so if we're able to sort of rely on the algae to get us that, and then the sort of climate and sustainability implications that will have on the sort of global ecosystem of just not needing land, we're not tearing down rainforests, so then we're gonna those are gonna thrive and those ecosystems are gonna survive. And then the sort of if you follow that chain down, there's so many implications that this one little microorganism is able to enact and is able to do. And I think it's so overlooked because it's so small, but it's really cool and it's really exciting, and I think there's so much potential with it. So